Greetings, friends. Welcome inside. It's League Unlock. Eric and Mark with you guys into the top 3 for the LCS Power Rankings into 2019. And coming in at number 3 is North America's greatest hope internationally. Time and time again, not just the greatest hope, Mark, the only hope.
Yeah, the only hope, though, our one true savior, always bringing us some pride, helping us this year make it all the way to semis. Fantastic. It's Cloud9. Ooh boy, NA's hope.
Yeah, and even though they lost Jensen, who was the first team all-pro mid laner heading into 2019, I don't think bringing Nisqy in is a big enough drop-off for the squad to actually take them out of the top 3. I know they were 10th, and everyone's talked countless times about their incredible climb from the bottom all the way to World Semis, but I think Nisqy coming in, he can play a similar role. No, he's not as good as Jensen and can play to the same level, but I think he can still fit that same mold.
Yeah. It would be straight up disrespect to say that bringing in Nisqy for Cloud9 is a side grade compared to Jensen. Jensen absolutely does leave behind a hole here for the C9 roster to fill. Nisqy will do his...
Got 2 mid laners to do it.
And that's the good thing here. I was going to say, Nisqy will do his best to replicate that type of, I guess, aggression maybe from the likes of a Jensen, someone able to play those mages aggressively in lane, handle himself, pick up those leads for himself, and fight those ways out of a lot of things here for the team. I think Nisqy absolutely can be the guy for that. And then when you're talking about, yes, it will be a tandem, can't forget about the boy Golden Glue right there. Vault Boy himself is ready to step in and help out this roster here. And I think he can provide a more steady pace, a more slow game style here for the team to play around. And I think that allows other members of the team, like a Svenskeren, someone else, maybe like a Licorice, to play something a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more up-tempo, and try to carry the pace there.
So if Licorice continues to develop, he'll be one of the top 3, probably top laners in North America. We talked about the only question mark for Nisqy for me is he able to play those supportive champions like a Zillion or a Galio that's more team based or team oriented, because we've seen him play assassins pretty darn well. But Jensen was fantastic. Obviously his Zillion's insane, and the Galio, even something like a Lulu mid, he was fantastic on those support champions as well. So we'll see if Nisqy can handle that as well. And Blabber, Svenskeren, who's going to play more? Svenskeren was playing most at Worlds. They both played 9 games in the regular season last year, but Blabber was winning a whole lot more of them than Sven.
Yeah, at least in North America, that was certainly the case. And I think if you're looking at Cloud9's jungle situation and how they're going to decide about this, I think it's a little bit different than, say, the likes of Team Solo Mid, who we just talked about, where they're going to try to find a way to have their jungler, Grig, work out a way to develop chemistry with Broken Blade in the top lane. I think when you're looking at Cloud9, absolutely the focus is developing chemistry between these jungle pairings and a mid laner. That is absolutely the strength that Cloud9 wants to go with, and they want this kind of tandem duo to be able to influence and put pressure out elsewhere on the map, as opposed to just the jungler roaming around to try and get topside ahead.
I think there's a good chance that Blabber and Sven are going to be splitting a lot of time in the jungle again, because they definitely want to develop Blabber. We've seen he's even more aggressive than the likes of Svenskeren. So, kind of corralling in that aggression, and because at times he was punished heavily, specifically on the international stage, even play-ins or the main group stage for Worlds. So going up against world-class talent, you saw his flaws.
Right, and I think that's a big part of that is experience and just building up time, knowing where you can be pathing, how the international stage changes on you, and how players will adapt to you and scout you out at that level, especially at Worlds, specifically as an international event. I think that is something that Blabber will have to learn from, and I think that Svenskeren provides that advantage for Cloud9. And I think when you're rolling into this dual tandem here, you're right. You will see Blabber mainly play maybe a bit more aggressive, but you can't be forgetting about Lee Sin on Svenskeren there. Oh, yep, that's a good pick.
Oof, he's giving Brox a run for his money for best Lee Sin in the West. Last year, during their incredible run, Cloud9 was putting up some absolutely insane numbers in the early game. Their gold difference was absolutely disgusting early on first, and just the early game in general, they were completely destroying. And that was clearly their focal point, because they were playing just balls to the wall, aggression, and I don't see that changing with this roster.
I really don't, and I think especially after their trip to Worlds, to the semifinals, that hunger that will be there for the returning members. And I think Sneaky, especially down there in that bot lane, showing us something with that Lucian, kind of putting on a bit of a better performance in lane than anyone had really ever given him credit for in the past into this Worlds. I thought he played a large part in Cloud9's success, and I think combined with Zeyzal having another year under his belt here on the main stage, hopefully becoming better at some of these playmaking engages that we know him to make at times, I think that is going to be a key in the development for Cloud9.
And obviously, the meta being in their favor, as we saw towards the end of the NALCS and at Worlds, you were definitely rewarded for being the aggressors and kind of just dictating the pace of play. We'll see what the meta ends up shaping to be here in Season 9, because, I mean, the preseason, as usual, is a bit of a fiesta. A Dark Harvest fiesta, Mark.
Oh, please, no. If I see Dark Harvest on the NALCS stage, I don't know. I'm gonna lose it, man. I need that.
I need one more nerf before.
Needs to be out of here. Yikes.
I need one more nerf before Season 9. But we saw Golden Glue and Svenskeren sub in. They were the Swole Bros, always together. I think you might see jungle and mid subbing out one piece at a time here in 2019. Either Blobber or Golden Glue coming in, not necessarily both of them.
Yeah, you might build up the system to be more so about that single piece rotation of rolling someone through, but I think that if you're the jungler or the mid laner on Cloud9, you can expect to be practicing with each other quite a bit to figure out the intricacies of each pairing and duo here to try and figure out a best way to maximize your skills out there on the Rift or Cloud9.
Now, you might be saying this team got to semifinals at Worlds. How are they not #1 on the power rankings? Well, they did lose Jensen, who obviously is a world-class mid laner, and the other two teams, which you can probably guess who they're going to be by, figuring out who we haven't talked about.
Yeah,
their new rosters for 2019 are pretty incredible, so that's why C9's coming in at #3, but they should still be a top-tier team in North America.
Right, this is what we're talking about. Once you get here kind of in the top 5, top 4 type of teams here, for the LCS, you have to recognize that, yes, all of these teams are the type of level that can win championships. Their caliber is there to do it, but the question is, do you believe in it? And right now, for someone like third place, like Cloud9, I'd believe a little bit more in the teams that we have ahead of them.
It's hard for Cloud9 to win NA. They haven't done it since 2014, which means it'll be 5 years heading into Season 9 before they captured an LCS title.